You know, there just might be something to this flat rate square foot drawing proposition. Howdy y'all, Andy McCabe here, Acclaimed Delegates and your Restoration Rebel leader. Something came up at the tail end of Tuesday's roundtable regarding mitigation invoicing. I don't know who said it. I think pretty sure it was in the notes. This guy piped up, said, why don't we all just go to square footage pricing for mitigation? My gut reaction was, hell no. And we had another 15-20 minutes worth of discussion about it. But now I've had about 2.5-3 hours worth of driving, listening to a book called Blue Ocean Strategy. And if you think about square footage pricing, what advantages are there to square footage pricing? Well, first off, you don't have to have Xactimate, right? You don't have to have Xactimate for that. You don't really have to have an Xactimate estimator. Okay, right? Then it opens up interesting possibilities like hiring technicians for piece work. You pay them per job, not per hour. And it's up to them to properly draw the structure. You know, don't misunderstand. We're talking about a different pricing strategy, not a different quality of deliverable. All right? The deliverable is a dry structure in a reasonable amount of time. That's deliverable at the highest levels of documentation and certification. But if you didn't have to spend all this time sketching it, you didn't have to spend all this time really doing this over-the-top data collection and delivery, if you didn't have to spend money on Xactimate, if you didn't have to spend money on hiring an estimator who specializes in Xactimate, well, there's a lot of efficiencies to be had there, just in cutting out all the hassle. Because if you agree to dry a house for $2.75 a square foot, all in, what's there to argue about? Do the math, write the check. At that point, insurance company writes a check and they're done. File closed. Blue Ocean, I'm telling you, that's a fundamentally different restoration contractor right there. Fundamentally different mindset. And yeah, they want to get that price as low as possible, but that's why you have legislation. That's why you hire a lobbyist. You make sure that this contract of not attrition, what's the word for that type of contract and insurance policy is? Adhesion. It's a contract of adhesion. So anywhere you have contracts of adhesions, you really want to make sure that the consumer is protected, and really you need some legislation to do that. But what would you do? What would you do drying for? Just all in. No time frames. $4 a foot. I could see that model working. Who knows? All right, y'all. Take care.